Good evening, everyone. The victims included his father and uncle and 6 others in his extended family.
Now, Guy Heinze Jr. is facing a sentence of life in prison. Shortly after the third day of deliberations began, the judge removed one of the jurors and replaced him with an alternate. The judge then ordered the panel to start over. They wound up convicting him of 8 counts of murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, and 2 drug charges. Channel 4's Tim Pulliam joins us from Brunswick, where he's talked with Heinze's brother. Tim?
And Mary, he is not happy at all. This is the end of a murder mystery with Heinze guilty on all counts. His family is very upset tonight. You can see the pain all over him. Tyler Heinze is furious. His brother, Guy, found guilty for murder.
So if your brother didn't do this, who did it?
You seen the pictures, man. You know Guy could have done that.
Ask the law, because they should know.
Oh my God, dude.
On the charge of malice murder, as alleged in count 1 of the indictment, we find the defendant guilty.
Guy Heinze Jr. showed little reaction as the jury found him guilty for brutally beating his father and 7 other family members and friends to death inside their mobile home 4 years ago. A 3-year-old boy survived the attack.
Count 9, aggravated assault. On the charge of aggravated assault, as alleged in count 9 of the indictment, we find the defendant guilty.
The jury, who were hung up on the charges 1 through 9 yesterday, started deliberating with a new juror today. This came after attorneys on both sides agreed to remove the juror for possibly tainting the case, and they agreed to remove the death penalty.
I think it's fair. The jury spoke. They rendered guilty verdicts on all counts. 12 of them had to agree, so I think it's a fair verdict under the circumstances.
Defense attorney Newell Hamilton did not want to talk to us. He was visibly upset. From the beginning, the defense criticized how Glynn County police investigated the case, failing to follow up on leads, cross-contaminating evidence, or not collecting it at all. Chief Doring says Heinze was the sole killer in this case, but he admits his department could have done a better job handling the investigation.
What will you do differently? Those things have already been done. They've already been corrected.
Like what?
We'll leave it alone for right now. I think it's self-evident what those changes would be.
Heinze could be sentenced to life with or without parole. That sentence date has not been set yet. We are live in Brunswick. Tim Pulliam, Channel 4, the local station.
Tim, what about the families of the victims? What was the reaction what was their reaction to the verdict?
You know, Mary, I was sitting behind the victim's family, and they were calm when that verdict was reached. Very little emotion, but I can imagine that they were relieved. We wanted to talk to them after the verdict, but a victim's advocate ushered them out of the courtroom.